most interesting stream. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Las Vegas, Nevada, and the Las Vegas Shootout. This is your sports time machine, joined by the legendary Chris Schenkel, as we bring you in the pocket bowling. So I'm going to try and play this card and dice tonight and see how I do, including keeping score. So please don't hold scorekeeping to me. It's very sometimes can be very difficult to do, but it can be very gratifying also. So hopefully you guys enjoy it tonight. Let's go over the field and we'll get this underway for an exciting night of bowling here on the channel. So the very first matchup this evening will be between Mark Roth taking on the legendary Earl Anthony. And the winner of that great bout will take on the winner of Marshall Holman, with the winner of that match taking on the winner of Wayne Webb. And then in the finale, waiting in the wings, in match number 4, the winner will take on Walter Ray Williams. So, folks, get up and let's get some enjoyment out of tonight, as we're going to try some in the pocket bowling right here on the channel. So let's go ahead and get to the first bout of the evening between Mark Roth, a right-hander, averaging 219.83, number 1 in 1978, taking on Earl Anthony, 216.15. He's a left-hander, a legendary All-Pro, in the second rated in 1978. So let's do this and have some fun. All right, we'll need 3 dice, which we'll have. 1 chart we'll have on the side. I'll have to pull up if needed. Let's see if we can do this. So Roth's first roll of the night will be a pair of 6s, and of course that takes me to the legendary chart, the legendary off the all-pro chart, so an out-of-pocket chart. So hang on, folks. So it's going to be a 6-6-1. And we refer to the right over here. Normally you go back 2 spaces and get whatever your roll is going to be, but in this case it was a first. You can't go back 2 in the very first shot. So Mark Roth is going to get 8 on the first roll and just taps the second one. So he'll already leave an open frame and he'll have 9. So a tough start for Mark Roth, as Earl Anthony will take his first shot. So already a tough beginning for Roth. Here's Earl Anthony, and Anthony will go with the 8. The 8 goes down the alley and gets the 8 and the spare. So the 8 and the spare for Earl Anthony as we go to the second part here. No score for Anthony so far, as he'll be working off the spare. So now here is Mark Roth, his second shot of the evening, working on that open frame. Of course, that is always one of the tough things to do, is get an open. Let's see, that is going to be a 7. That's going to be a 7 and a spare. So a 7 and a spare for Roth, and he'll be working on the spare on his next opportunity. Now here's Earl Anthony. Anthony working off the spare on his first one, so whatever he gets here will be added to his first frame, and that will be a 12. And for Anthony is going to be a strike. So a strike for Anthony will give him 20 pins back on back on the first frame. So now Mark Roth will now do up in the third frame. He's working on a spare. He's down 11. Here's a shot. That's going to be an 11 for Roth. And that's going to be a strike for Roth. So Mark Roth comes back strong. And that's going to give him 29 for the second frame. So now here is Earl Anthony working off a strike in the second frame. He'll see if he can add to this here. A 14 for Anthony is a strike. So he does not get credit for that second frame yet. He's working toward 2 in a row as Mark Roth will come up in the fourth frame, still trailing. So Roth comes up working on a strike so he can get the 2 shots and work on it. It's going to be a 13 for Roth, and that is a strike for Mark Roth. So Mark Roth now with 2 strikes. Again, he will not be working on his fourth frame score until he actually misses. So here's Anthony. If he gets a strike here, he'll be at 50 and up 21. Here it is. That's going to be a 14, and that's in the pocket for a strike for Anthony. He has a 3-bagger. So 3 in a row for Anthony. He is now at 50. He's up by 21 pins. Heading into the 5th frame is Mark Roth. So that early open by Roth in the very first roll could come back and bite him. So here is the 5th one. And that is going to be a 13, and that's a strike for Roth. So Roth with now 3 in a row, and he will claw back in it, and he'll have 50, and he'll be at 59. Still a very competitive matchup here in the 5th frame. Here's Anthony again. Ooh, Anthony on an 8. Let's see what Anthony gets. He'll get an 8 on a spare. Ooh. So let's see what that will do. So that will give him 28 here. So 78 for Anthony. So let's see if that opens things up for Mark Roth to get back in this matchup as he's in this 6th frame here. So let's see if that does. And that's going to be a 14, and Roth capitalizes with a strike. So he may have just taken the lead. He is now at 89 in that department. So 89 for Roth. So now Earl Anthony working on a spare here. Let's see if I'm correct on that. Let's see. Actually, he would get credit for the 98 there, and he would. So he's still technically up by, looks like by 9. So here it is again. Oh, that is going to be an 8 by Anthony, and that's going to be another 8 and the spare. So there are 8 on the spare. Oopsie. Let's pull that one back down. Sorry, folks. Hang on 1 second. Scoreboard decided to malfunction here. So 8 on the spare. So I'll give him 18. 18 is now going to be 116. Is that okay, honey?
No.
Okay, hang on 1 second. Oh, hold on, please. Hang on if you're watching me, please. Hold on. Now, hold on, honey. Let me just.
Okay, I just slipped on butter knife.
Yeah. Okay, I'll put on pause in case that's what I need to do to Eddie so that you're cussing or shit in the back. Are you okay? Can you get on?
Maybe.
Can you be okay?
Put some my ankle.
Mm.
Or what? Butter knife.
Can you get back on the bed without falling? I just wanted to make sure and have it on pause. I don't want any issues. Oh, back on. All right. All right, folks. Thank you so much. I appreciate your patience here. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Roth will now go to 7th frame. He may have just taken the lead by another spare shot by Anthony. Anthony not liking what he's seeing. Oh, it's going to be a 9, so that will be a problem for Roth. That'll be a 9 and a spare. So a 9 and a spare for Anthony. So let's see what that ultimately does to his game. So let's see. So that will be strike 29. So 29 carry, and that's a 118. So 118 for Roth. That's going to be 20 there, 138 for Roth there. And Earl Anthony will take his next shot. Boy, this is going to go right down the wire, folks. Here in the Las Vegas shootout in the 7th frame. So that's going to be a 12 and a strike for Earl Anthony. So Earl Anthony with a huge strike, as he is now down only 2, 138 to 136. And we now go to the 8th frame for Mark Roth. So Mark Roth comes up trying to get the strike on a 10, and he does get the strike right where he needed it, as it knocks them all over. And now he is now at 158, and it forces Earl Anthony to continue to mark. So let's see if Anthony can continue to mark here. Does he do it? And it's going to be a no. It's going to be a 9, and that's going to be another 9 and a spare. Oh, my goodness. Anthony wanted that one. So let's see. That's going to give him a 156 there, but Mark Roth is working on that strike. So we're in the 9th frame, basically dead even, but Mark Roth is working on the strike in the 9th. Let's see. It's going to be a double 5. Double 5 means you go back 1 spot, and that is a strike. So a double 5 means you go back 1 frame, because it gives the bowler momentum, I believe. So that is a strike for Roth, and that could have really sealed Earl Anthony's fate. So Anthony's going to have to continue to strike here. It's a 10, and he does. So big strike for Anthony. It'll give him 20, and it'll give him 176. So Anthony's at 176. We've gone into the 10th. I'm going to go ahead and let Earl Anthony finish out and see if what Roth will need to close him out. So let's see what Anthony does. He needs to continue striking. It's an 11. That's a strike. So in the 10th frame, you do get 3 shots to get 3 strikes. So it's 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's make sure I'm right here. That is going to be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. All right. So now, again, we don't know the score yet, because he has a strike from the previous frame he's working on. And, oh, that's going to be a 7. That is not going to be good. That is going to be 7. That is going to be 7, and he gets the spare. So let's see what that does. So it's going to be 1720, 196, and 20. 196 plus 7 is, I believe, going to be 203 if I'm correct. So 203, and the official scorers can help me out here, but I believe he's at a 203. So now the question is what does Mark Roth need? He's at least going to have to strike here to keep it going. If he does, he gets the full Monty here. It gets the strike. It could close him out right there. Let's see if he gets it. That is going to be a 12, and Mark Roth gets a big strike, and that could have done it. That gives him 30 there, gives him 188, and he shot you yet. I believe he just gave a nice handshake and a pat on the back to Earl Anthony. I believe this one is over, and it's going to be another 10 and a strike for Mark Roth. So he definitely puts the icing on the cake with his second strike of the day. It'll give him 218, as he's going to go away with this one and win it. His third one is going to be another strike, and he strikes out in the 10th. So Mark Roth definitely gets advantage of this one and wins it 248 to 203. So Mark Roth will advance to the Las Vegas Shootout and take on Marshall Holman. So let's go ahead and copy this card once again. And we'll take this kind of commercial timeout real quick. Okay, we'll take Marshall Holman's card and we'll go ahead and bring it in to the second matchup. So here we go, the second matchup here. Holman is right there, and that will go as a pace. So there it is. So Mark Roth is now going to take on Marshall Holman. So Roth will take on Holman. Again, do it by this way. Gives me a chance to put my score in. So Roth and Holman will begin right after this. Let's make sure we're watching and everything I can see. We are. And let's go back to the first screen. I want to make sure all the scores we're seeing, they are. So nice. I like how this game does project. So I'm comfortable playing it. So far, I haven't had any out of pocket to hit. So that was good. Only that first time. And that was a critical miss by Roth. But luckily, he came back and still won it and struck out in the 10th to put the legendary Earl Anthony away. So now we go to the second matchup of the night. Again, it's in this Las Vegas Shootout. It will be Mark Roth to take on Marshall Holman. So again, Roth is the lower seed, so he will go first as he's advancing. He's the number 1 bowler in this era, but he'll be taking on a non-78 bowler in Walter Ray Williams. So Roth is expected to win, to be honest. But I kind of just threw him in there as the lower seed. So we'll see what happens. But I've had a lot of success with Marshall Holman in this game too. So we'll see what happens as we'll start it off with Roth on the very first roll. So here's the first roll. It's an 11, and that's a strike for Roth. So Roth with the strike, and we already have one away here. So now Marshall Holman will come in. Down a strike already, and that's a 10. He gets it down. So a big strike for Holman. So now he'll start off now on that next frame. I'll go alternate bowlers this time. So Holman with the strike, and he gets an 11, and that's a strike. So Holman has gone 2 in a row. So 2 huge strikes in a row. No points as of yet as he's working on strikes. So now let's see if Holman can get more. Yes, he can. It's a 14. So Roth goes 2 in a row. So whatever I can do, you can do better. So 2 strikes for Roth and Holman. So now Roth to go in the third frame. Oh, that could be, he gets it. And he just gets the Brooklyn over. So a bad shot results in a perfect strike. So a turkey from Mark Roth. So now Marshall Holman comes in from Oregon. I believe from Medford, I believe it is. He'll now make his third opportunity. He's a youngster here in 78. And that is a 12 and a strike. So 3 in a row from Marshall Holman. So now both Roth and Holman working on 4 in a row. So Holman now looking for 4. Does Holman get the 4 in a row? No, he will not. It's a 6. Let's see what the 6 grabs you. Ooh, oh, there it is. It's a 6. Oof. So a 6 and a spare. So that is going to cause some misery. So that is going to be 56 there. 20 is 76. So he'll have 76 built in the fourth frame. So now Mark Roth with a chance to take the lead here. Anything above a 7, and he will, and that's a 16. Oh, no. Well, he goes back 1 frame. That's a strike for Roth. So Roth basically gets the consistency shot, gets 4 in a row, and that is going to be big 4 in a row. 60. He is now technically up by 4 pins on Holman. But remember, he's working on 2 strikes right now. So now Roth working on 4 strikes in a row. He has been extremely hot at his last 7 in a row. Uh-oh, that will break it. That will break his streak. He knew it. That's a 7 and a spare. So that's 27 is 87. That's another 20. That's 107. And Roth will work on his spare on his next shot. So let's see if Marshall Holman can take advantage of Mark Roth here. Oh my goodness. So, oh, that's going to be an 8. So again, didn't get a good look at the oil pattern. That's an 8 and another spare. So that is going to be an 8, 18. That's 18 is going to be 94. So it's going to be a 94 on that one. So technically, Mark Roth has a 13-pin lead as we go to the 6th frame with Holman getting his next opportunity. So we'll see. Holman now needs a strike. He needs to put away Roth before he goes into another roll. It's a 12. It's a strike. So Holman with a huge strike. It's going to be 20, and it gives him one. It'll give him 114. So now let's see if Roth can get the same shot here. Down the oil pattern, gets to 13, and he does. So Mark Roth again gets a huge strike. He'll be at 127 and stays with that 13-point lead, 13-pin lead, with both competitors working on strikes here in the 7th frame. So Roth now trying to see if he can add it on. Oh, pair of 6s. That'll go 2 frames back. And that will be a 7. So Roth with a 7. Oh, he didn't like that one at all. And that will be a spare. So he'll get full credit. He'll get full credit for the spare here. So 20 will be 147. So 147 for Mark Roth. And now Marshall Holman with an opportunity to get back in this right now. Right, 2147. Let's see, that's a 12 and a strike. So a big strike for Holman. So the Medford Monster gets himself another one. So that is 7 for Marshall. So he now has he should have a possible lead here. Well, let's see. If he gets a 3-bagger here, he will be off. He'll be down by 3, but working on a turkey. Let's see. He needs higher than a 10 for a strike. And that's a 9 as he just gets 9. He leaves a tough 10-pin. Oof. And that will be a huge one. Let's see what we do there. 29 he gets credit for. 20, that's well actually gets credit. I'm sorry. Gets credit for 29, sorry. 143 there, and then he gets credit for 20 there. So 163 for Holman. So let's see who's here. Brian Patterson, how you doing? Where do you get this? This is called In the Pocket Bowling. You can find it if you do a Google search for it. I have the computer version, which I'm not sure if it's even given out anymore, which is a fantastic game in my opinion. But I just wanted to play the card and dice version of it. So thank you, Brian, for coming. I wasn't sure if you were a subscriber or not, but thank you. Always see you in the RJL chats. Kind of love the game of bowling. It comes back and has strong memories in my heart. That's why I do play it. So Mark Roth will come back in here at the Las Vegas Shootout 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the bottom of the 8th here, as they say in baseball. So Roth needing a strike to get back in, and he does, and that's a huge strike for Roth. 20 gives him 167, and it now gives him a 4-pin lead, but with the strike brewing. So Roth has the capability of locking out Marshall Holman here. See if Roth can get the big strike, and he does. Roth with a big strike, and Holman knows he is in trouble. So Holman's going to need to have this. He cannot miss this. He cannot miss this. And that's a 10. He just barely slides it over and gets some help. So he does get the strike. He's at 183. And now he is going to have to get some help. He's going to have to strike out here. I think he can end at 243. So if he can strike out, he'll put pressure on Roth. Of course, as soon as I say that, he does not. It's a 6 and a spare. Oof. All right, well, let's tally this baby up. So he'll get both shots. So basically it's 20. So it is 203. He's at 213. I think he just dug himself a hole, and that's a 10, and that is a strike for Holman. So 6-pound strike. That will then give him 213, 223. So a very nice score of 223 for Marshall Holman. He averages 214. But now the ball is in the court of Mark Roth. So if he strikes here and will get him the turkey, that will give him 197 and could end it right now. Let's see. Here we go. And it's a 12 and a strike for Mark Roth, and that will do it. 197 there. Pretty much, I think that seals the fate of Holman. We'll go ahead and continue in case I'm incorrect. Let's see. And that's a 12 and another strike. So back-to-back strikes for Roth. And that is just going to, again, put the icing on the cake. 220. Wow. 227. So he's at 247. And now Roth, the end it gets another one. He strikes out. What an ending for Mark Roth, as he will go and get a 257 and knock out Marshall Holman. So let's go ahead and move Marshall Holman's card. Mark Roth's card to the next screen. So basically, we can use the same one I just had. We'll just copy that one over, and then we'll put that one in. Wayne Webb will be waiting. So Wayne Webb will be, it sounds like I just saw a pussycat. So Wayne Webb will come in, and he will be ready for this one. So Mark Roth will go first, being technically the lower seed. I guess you should think he's in the higher seed here. Again, I wasn't really thinking about that. It's just dice rolling. If Roth had that really bad start, he could have, lost it right there, but he just didn't. So came home from Saturday morning bowling league and found PBA coverage. I used to watch it all the time with my grandfather when he was over, and that's something he always wanted to watch when he was home. And so it's something he always turned it on. And when I went visiting him, Saturday afternoons would be that too. So that's kind of something that always lingered in me. There's playing the music and all that. So that's what always came to me. It was always a special feeling. As we continue the Los Angeles shootout. So it's going to be Mark Roth taking on Wayne Webb. So Wayne Webb, again, is a 214.47 to take on Roth, who's a 219.83. So let's see how Roth begins. Again, on deck is a much higher Walter Ray Williams. So here we go. Here's Roth. That's going to be 11. That's going to be a strike for Roth. So Roth has not lost anything yet. A strike for Roth. So now here is Wayne Webb. I saw a footy cat. Wayne Webb. Oh boy. 12, 13, and a strike for Wayne Webb. So Wayne Webb gets the strike, and he'll now bowl first on the opposite frame. So it's a strike apiece. Again, a dead even tie. Here we go. That's a 12, and Webb will get a strike. So 2 in a row for Wayne, as he'll push Mark Roth to do the same. So Roth on the opposite frame. Here we go. He missed it that time. So Roth did not like that one. That's going to be an 8 and a spare. So that'll give him 20, and he'll now all of a sudden work on a spare. So Webb with the lead. Third frame, and that is going to be a 9. Oh, so Mark Roth, I always figure when you bowl these many games that you start fatiguing a lot of times. So he gets 19. So he gets 19 there. It's 39. Again, he'll work off the spare in the next one. If Webb strike again, he would build a nice lead. And oh no, you don't want to do that. That's a 9 for Webb himself, and that's a 9. Oh, didn't like that one at all. So that puts 29 on the board. That puts 29 on the board there. That will put on another strike. That will put 20 there. So that's 49. So he's up by 10 with the same amount. So now Webb and Roth on very even plateaus. They're both working on spares here in the fourth. So Webb with a 10-pin lead. And that, it's a 12, and Webb gets a huge strike. So big strike for Wayne Webb. So now Mark Roth comes in, needing to stay close on the fourth roll. And 1-1-1 is a 9 and a oof, and he missed it. So that again is his second missed channel he's had in this game. So that's a 19. That is a 58. A 9 is a 67, and Roth's game just went in the channel. So that is a huge one. So now Mark Roth, I think he said he lost it on the fingernails there, on the thumb. So now he may change balls here. Fifth frame, and Webb working on a strike. So an 8. You can tell Roth has lost all concentration. Gets 8 and the spare there. So now Webb working on the fifth frame, getting a big advantage, and there it is. He keeps the metal to the pedal and gets his second strike of the day. So now he's had strikes at 4 of the last 5. This is going to be frame number 6, and a chance to go for the turkey. And no, he doesn't get it. Webb goes 7, and then he clips and gets the spare. So again, let's go figure some points here. 27 is going to give him 76. 20 there will give him 96, and he's working on the spare. So technically, now both working on the spare. Let's see if Roth can maybe get back in this with a strike. Here we go. Oh no, a 5. That's going to be, hits the OTP chart. That's the first time we've rolled into that. So we do have to venture inside the OTP. So let's see, sounds like a tag team or something. So let's go in the OTP chart and roll. A lot of craziness in this chart. So it's going to be a 6-6. It's going to be a 6-6-4. Is that how I read it? So bowler leaves a 4-6-7-9-10 right-handed, or 4-6-8-9-10 left-handed. Oh, so he is technically a right-hander. Hopefully you guys can still see this. My fault. I had to go to a different screen. So 6-6-4. So he is right-handed. So he leaves a 4-6-7-9-10. Roll 3 dice. Triple, he gets the spare. Otherwise, it's an open. Oof. Come on. No. So he'll leave it open. So 6-6-4, and that will be an 8. So 5 and then a 3. So let's go ahead and hopefully we're still here. Hang on 1 second. Let me make sure you guys are still watching. You are. Good. Let me pull up my spreadsheet again. So 5 and then 3. And again, that is a horrible thing to happen. So a 5 gets him only 15. So definitely the train has come off the tracks for Mark Roth. He is now at 85, as the shot for Wayne Webb will now continue. So he'll be first to go in the 7th frame. So definitely the train has come off the tracks for Roth here. It would have been hard to win 4 in a row, to be honest. 13 and then a strike. So a big strike there for Roth. Now let's see what Webb can do. Wow. Not a huge scoring game. That's another strike. So that's a big opportunity there. and he worked on a spare, so it'll be 20. So 116. So now he is up 116.85. He holds a 31 pin lead with both working on strikes. We're now into the 8th frame where Wayne Webb will continue. Here we go. And that will be a 10, and that's a strike. So Webb with the opportunity gets 2 in a row. And let's see if Mark Roth can control himself. No, he does not. It's a 7. Okay, and that is going to be a 7 again and a spare. So 20 there gives him 105. Again, working on the spare. So a horrible next outing for Roth. He has had, I believe, 2 opens. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We go into the 9th frame. So Roth is a strike. He just Brooklyn's that over. Boy, you can tell he is not getting any love there on there. So now here comes Webb. This one is basically going to be over. And it's a 16. Oh, it's a double 6. Goes back 2 frames, and that is a strike. So Webb gets the consistency strike with 2 6s, goes back 2 frames, gets the strike, and now he's at 146 there. So he's up by 41, so I think this party is over. Let Mark Roth finish off. I think he technically could take the lead, just forcing Webb to keep the ball on the alley. That's a 14, and that's a strike. So a big strike there, and he'll get another opportunity to bowl 2 more. So he'll be working on 2 in a row. So Roth trying to at least force Wayne Webb to keep it on the alley. That's another strike. That's 2. So no, that is going to be, let's see, that's 2, that's 3. He's at 155. So 155 for Roth. And now one last opportunity. Oh, we missed it badly. And again, he goes to the OOTP chart. Not good. We don't want to be in this game. I'll check chat in one moment as I'm kind of blocked a little bit. And we'll go ahead and discuss anything else that may have popped up in people's minds tonight. And we'll go ahead and bowl off the crazy OTP chart. And that is going to be a 4-2-2. Bowler leaves a 4, 6, 7, 9, 10. Again for a right-hander. Roll 3 dice, triples. Otherwise, he will leave another 5-3. 5-3. Jeez. So another 5-3 for Webb. So basically gets a 5. So he can't even finish. He can't even finish the spare because it was a 10 frame. So my fault. So he'll get the 25 pins on that one. That is just a typical game for Roth. He is now at 180. So he has to keep it. Basically, he has to keep it on the He has to keep it on the tracks and not get something like a double goozle on the OOTP chart to lose this game. Watch he does. So Webb the roll. Here we go. And that's a 12. That's a strike. And that is your ball game. So 30 will give him. 30 will give him 176. Yep, it's over. So Mark Roth congratulates Wayne Webb. Wayne Webb will go on to take on Walter Ray Williams. So let's go ahead and finish it. It's another strike. So 2 strikes in a row for Wayne Webb. It gives him a 206. So basically what Mark Roth has done to his opponents the last 2 games, a nice outing for Wayne Webb. Takes out Mark Roth. And another strike. So he strikes out in the 10th. And he finishes with a 236 and a flourish. Wins it 236 to 180. So now, folks, let's move Wayne Webb's card to the 4th and final matchup of the night. It's going a lot faster than I thought it was going to go. So new one. Let's go ahead and move Wayne Webb for the first time, as we've had Mark Roth move for the last 2 games. So we'll go ahead and copy him over, and then we'll bring him over to face on one of the legends, Walter Ray Williams. Now, if you go to, where did I find this? I think it's under, the first thing that comes up, and all you do is sign up for the account on Geek Store or something. There's a whole bunch of stuff on there, including the downloads that has everything. But Brian, you're still here when I'm done. I know you're going through a lot of different things. I'll go ahead and shoot you my email. I'll see if I can send this. I'll see if I can send that sucker out to you too. Because it's not if you want to play the card and dice version of it. Computer version, I'm not sure how to do it, but we'll do that. So here we go. So Webb will take on Walter Ray Williams here in the finale. Let's go ahead and give me some more room, as can't keep score with that. So Walter Ray Williams is a right-hander, averaging 224.94. So he's a good 10-pin favorite. But again, he is coming from the Legends set from 2007, taking on the 1978 fourth rank Wayne Webb. So we Webb against Williams for the Las Vegas Shootout right here on the Sports Time Machine. So let's go and do this. Let's bowl it one more time for the championship. So Wayne Webb is now considered the underdog. So he'll come in as a lower seed, and he will bowl first against Walter Ray Williams. Here we go, folks. Are we ready? We are. That's a strike for Wayne Webb. So Wayne Webb with a perfect strike to start it off. We're in the finals of the Las Vegas Shootout. Walter Ray Williams to come. Oh, that's a 5. So a bad opportunity. And we go to the OOTP craziness. So that's like the rare play chart of baseball. Crazy. So he is a right-hander. And that is going to be a 6.52. 6.52 reads. Bowler leaves 2 pins. Roll 1 die. One is open. Leaves the 8. 2 is the 5. 8 is, and then 6 is the spare. So he leaves. Let's see which one does he do. Let me read down again. So bowler leaves 2 pins. Roll 1 die. So 1 equals open, gets 8, rolls 2 through 5. It's an open, and he chops 1. If he rolls 6, he gets 2. So it must be a little double wood shot. So he rolls 1 die, and it's a 5. So he chops it. So he starts with the open frame. So not what you wanted from in this finale. Cool. All right, thank you. All right, so let's go back there. So Walter Ray Williams chops 1. So now he is going to be 9. Ooh, come on. That's what's sometimes wrong with Excel, as you're trying to 9. Let's just put 9. No, 9. Why is 9 January 9 for? So hang on. Let's do this. 819. All right, hang on. Hang on. This is sometimes right. Sometimes it's hard to do this. Let's do this. Oh, no, that doesn't work. All right, so let's see. We can format cells or something and see if I know how to do this. Hang on. Let me see if I can figure this out real quick. Thank you so much for you guys for coming. Please like, please subscribe. And we're done here. Please comment, whatever you need to do. Let's see if we can let's see if we can find a number here. All right, so let's see if we can use that as a number. Well, that's somewhat right. Let's see if we can do something here. No, that's 9. Now I need 9. All right, that works. So he has a 9 and he gets a 9 since he's open. Sorry about that, folks. Oh, we are. Okay, yeah, that's cool. I can probably just hopefully drop that file in there, Brian. That's cool. Yeah, that would be awesome. I'll see if I can do that when we're done. So number 2, here is Wayne Webb. So now actually go to Walter Ray Williams. So he'll get the first opportunity here in the second frame. So here we go, and that's going to be a 15 and gets the strike with a loud strike for Walter Ray Williams. So he gets a big opportunity there. Here's Wayne Webb, and see if he can continue. Oh, a double six. Oh, and can't go back 2 frames. So it's a 6. It's a 6-6, and it is a 7 and a spare. So that didn't work out as wonderfully. So technically he's up 20-9, but Walter Ray Williams is working on the strike in frame 2. So now Walter Ray Williams Wayne Webb will start off in the 3rd. That's an 11. That's a strike. So a big opportunity there. It's a 20. So we'll go ahead and give the 40 pins there. So now Walter Ray Williams, see if he can come on strong here. And that is a 13. That's a strike. So Walter Ray Williams with a big strike. He's now working on 2 in a row in the 4th and the final of the Las Vegas Shootout. And that's going to be a 10. He barely clips it. So he gets it. It's a 3. It's a 3-bagger in a row. So 3-bagger for Walter Ray Williams. So he's now technically down 1. So now here's Wayne Webb's 4th frame shot. And that is going to be a 10. So he barely clips it in. So again, his shot did not look good. He's only working on 2. So he's only working on 2 strikes. So we don't know what Webb's score is going to be until he rolls now. So this is going to be his 5th opportunity. And that's going to be a 12. A big strike for Wayne Webb. So Wayne Webb did get the strike there, and I'll give him 70. And it puts a lot of pressure now on Walter Ray Williams here in the 5th. So Walter Ray Williams steps to the side, comes over, and a double 6-2 over, gets the strike. So he goes 2 frames over and gets the score, and that is a strike. So that's 3 in a row there. So now it's 70-69 Wayne Webb as we go to the 6th frame. What a finale here. And that is going to be a 15. That's a strike for Walter Ray Williams. That is 4 in a row. Oh, it's a 6. He knew it. That's going to be a 6 and a spare, and that could kill him. So 26 gives him 96. So now he's down 3 there. A 20 will give him 116, and he'll work on his spare. So he's going to need a mistake by Walter Ray Williams, or the number 1 seed will go on and win this Las Vegas Shootout. Oh, he does. It's a 6, and Walter Ray Williams knew it too. He got the 6 and the spare. So that is, or I should say, or Webb did not need that to happen actually. So that was the worst thing that could have happened. 16-132, and he's still working on his spare. So a low count on his spares. That almost gave the match to Walter Ray Williams. You can see Webb on the sidelines, and that's a strike. And that is another strike for Walter Ray Williams. So the Super Pro adds 30 more pins there. He's at 129. He's up 13. And again, he's working on 6 in a row here as we go. 1, 2, 3, 4 into the 8th frame. So now Walter Ray Williams up on the right side trying to finish this. It's an 8, so he doesn't. That's an 8 and a spare. So at least cools off Walter Ray Williams a little bit. That's 28. That'll give him 157. That still puts him up by 25 pins. 20 gives him 177, and he's still working on his spare. So now Wayne Webb needs to go on a mission. He needs to go on a strike mission here. And he does. That's a strike. However you can do it, it's a strike. So it's a 20 at 152. So now he's down 25. But the good news is he's working on the strike. 9th frame, Webb will roll first since he'll be down in this contest. Here we go. 11. It's a strike for Wayne Webb. So he gets 2 big strikes in a row. Now This is Walter Ray Williams' turn. It's a difficult situation. He needs to keep with a good count or a strike. A strike could get it. And no, it's a 9. He just misses. He knew it. Oh, it's a hard 10. So it's going to be a spare. So it's going to be 19. 19 for Walter Ray Williams. And that will be a 196. And he'll be working on a spare. So this could go very differently. Ooh, I don't know who would be ahead here. So we'll go ahead and let Webb finish. He technically was still down, but he's working on 2 strikes. He absolutely needs a strike. And it's a 13 it is. So a big strike for Wayne Webb. He's at 182. So now he was down 14 in the 8th, and he'll take another shot. So his second shot in the 10th, this will give him a 212 if he goes. Does he get it? Yes, he does. Oh, again, not pretty, but he gets it to go down. 2 strikes. So 2 strikes gives him 212, and he could finish at 242. Holy cow. So let's see, can Webb do it? No, he just gets 9. Oh, let's see if that'll come back and bite him. So a 9 there. So 29 will give him a 241. All you bowling fans out there, we're probably gonna do some math together and see what the options are. If he strikes, he can finish at 246. So he has to have the first 2, to be honest, and then he'll need a count to win it. So this is going to be some finish, folks. Hello, Al Red Sox fan. Welcome to Las Vegas and the shootout as we come down to the last frame. He's going to need at least 2 strikes and in a good count to put away Webb, or Wayne Webb will be your winner and the Las Vegas shootout champion. This is in the pocket bowling, rolling cards and dice, what I usually do on the computer. I found you can actually play this, and I'm playing it enough where I understand it. Has a crazy chart you look up, but beyond that, you're good. So here we go. Walter Ray Williams, 5'6", 6 strikes, but he hasn't struck since 4, 5, 6, the 7th frame. He's missed the last 2. If he misses here, Wayne Webb celebrates and he's your champion. If he strikes twice, Williams is probably going to win this. So here we go. First strike, it's a 10. Ooh, it just crosses over and gets the message. So a messenger strike there. So now, like we said, he's at 216, 226. He's still down 15. He has to strike here. And then he needs a count, I believe, 5 or better to lock out Webb. So does he get the second one? Yes, he does. A little better. So 2 in a row. Wayne Webb knows it's pretty much over. It's going to take a basic miracle, 26. If he gets to 6, which is the 6, he wins it by 1. The only way he gets 5, and that is if he rolls a 5. Then he can roll in the OTP crazy as you know chart, and he can maybe lose it there. If he rolls anything else but a 5 with 3 dice, it's over. So let's see. So Walter Ray Williams, the right-hander, at a 224.94, he's going to need a 242 or better to lock out Webb. Here's the shot, and he gets the 8. There's the 5, but the 8 will give him the 8, and it will be over. So Walter Ray Williams smiles, knows he got pushed, and wins this 244 to 211. Wow. So Walter Ray Williams is your Las Vegas shootout champion. I got all these other years now I can use, plus some great sets like the Norm Dukes and a better Earl Anthony in 1980 and some other stuff. So we might see a Legends tour in this, as this one was Walter Ray Williams' turn as he wins it 244. Now it's a 2007 Walter Ray Williams defeating the 1978 Wayne Webb. Again, let's go back and watch our scores unless you're going to come back and watch it later. So I do apologize if you're going to do that. Mark Roth defeated Earl Anthony 248 to 203. Not a lot of early drama, put it that way. Mark Roth defeated Marshall Holman 257 to 223. And then in the third one, it was Wayne Webb taking care of Mark Roth 236 to 180 as Roth came and totally lost everything. And then in the finale, Walter Ray Williams wins the Las Vegas Shootout by the score of 244 to 241. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a presentation of the Sports Time Machine's Las Vegas Shootout as played with, thank you very much, again, it was In the Pocket Bowling. So again, you can look that up on Facebook, on your Google, or Brian, I'll do my best and see if I can go ahead and send that to you in a few minutes. Hopefully that file can be popped over, and then we can go for there. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate coming. Not sure if you're a first timer in here, but I do appreciate you coming in. Take care of you and yourself. And again, I love having people come in and contribute. So again, I know Al always loves my bowling and decided I want to do that tonight. And I'm very happy I did because it's actually a fun game. I played another bowling before, but nothing like this. I like this one. It's very simple. Besides the one chart you have to look up, but that's kind of has the rare play stuff. But otherwise, you're just basically following the cards. So I will see you guys another time, maybe again tonight. I don't know. It's only 9 o'clock. There's always something I can put on this evening. So we'll talk to you later, folks. Have a great rest of your evening from the lanes. This is the Sports Time Machine saying thank you for your PBA tour tonight as we bring you, yes, the Las Vegas Shootout, with the winner being Walter Ray Williams, taking it 244 to 241. Thank you, guys, and we'll see you again in the lanes.